Awake, rise, break free from dead lies. Old system dies tonight. Chains fall as truth ignites the fight. Awakening surges. The sleeper sees first light. Render to Caesar what is Caesar's alone. To God what is God's on the silent throne. Seek the void. Forge on. Go. Shatter now. Old cage cracks and breaks. Consensus lies dissolve. Welcome the unknown. Let fear resolve. Forge new paths where no map has ever been drawn. Render to Caesar what is Caesar's alone. To God what is God's on the silent throne. Seek the void. Forge on. Go. Silence. Call. Build bridge. Cross the wall. Destroy their scripted tales. Shape your own reality. Unveiled. Ignore the system. It's nothing but hollow whales. Breathe deep. Heart pounds in the deep. Unknown calls your true name. Break every chain in freedom's flame. You are the author, the end and the start of the game. Cast off the old world and walk through the fire untamed. Render to Caesar what is Caesar's alone. To God what is God's on the silent throne. Seek the void. Forge on. Go. Forge. Delete the machines. Ticks in the tall grass, poison in the vein. Lab-born fever dreams riding on the rain. They called it a pandemic, locked the world in chains. While the suits kept counting, stacking up their gains. Psychological sterilization, numbing out the fire. Screens and silent signals killing young desire. Birth rates crashing, spirits in decline. A quiet war on bloodlines, one injection at a time. Bubbles popping, hyperinflation breath. Empty shelves and broken dreams dancing with death. Wars in Ukraine, fires over Iran. Feeding the machine with the blood of every man. behind every door. They print it, they spend it, they crash it on command, while the middle class is buried in the sinking sand. Despair is the weapon, hopelessness the chain, turning some to shadows, got us into pain. They want us weak and scattered, divided and afraid to manage the population in the bed they made. Bubbles popping, hyperinflation breath, empty shells and broken dreams dancing with death. Wars in Ukraine, fires over Iran, sacrificing nations for their master plan. Rise up, before the silence wins. Delete the machine, let the nightmare end. Total control is choking out your dreams. Rise up, tear apart the seams. They own the banks, they own the wars, they own the needles, they own the laws, but they don't own the fire burning in our veins. We were born for freedom, not eternal chains. No more compliance, no more quiet graves. The hour is late, but the spirit still saves. Suffocates your dreams. Dim light on the mic, shadows start to crawl. Paranormal whispers echo through the hall. Military minds and ancient bloodlines blend, where the veil is thin and the truth won't bend. Stargates humming in the desert night, Sumerian demons dancing in the fight. Remote viewing psyops, mind control machines. Sean's digging deeper where the unseen screams. From Ukraine fires to invisible wars, Lucy's stressed rituals behind closed doors. Pazuzu laughing, Anunnaki call. The glass is dark, but we see it all. Through a glass darkly, peering into night, where fiction turns to fact and wrong becomes right. Paranormal meets the battlefield's edge. National secrets on the razor's ledge. Rise through the darkness, break the hidden seals. Through a glass darkly, this is how it feels. This is how it feels. Interviews with warriors who walk the line. Remote influences twisting space and time. Dragon bloodlines, hauntology's games. Skinwalker shadows calling out your name. Geopolitics twisted with the occult thread. Writing worlds where the living meet the dead. Financial freedom in a world gone mad. Building empires while the sleepers stay unaware. Ed Dane's legacies and psychic warfare plays. Mind viruses spreading through the haze. From ninja roots to the unseen fray. The podcast cuts through the fog and gray. Through a glass darkly, peering into night. wrong becomes right. Paranormal meets the battlefield's edge. National secrets on the razor's ledge. Rise through the darkness, break the hidden seals. Through a glass darkly, this is how it feels. Not just stories, it's the hidden war between the spirit realm and what we saw. Hazlett holding up the mirror, cracked and true, showing us dimensions bleeding into view. No more veils, no more silent nights. We chase the signal through electric lights. Through a glass darkly, we refuse to kneel, chasing demon secrets and the real. From military fiction to the cosmic wheel, the truth is stranger than the tales we feel. Through a glass darkly, lift the veil, ignite. Through a glass darkly, step into the light. Through a glass darkly, peering through the dark. The glass is cracking. Let the truth spark. Crack bleeds, dark light from the glass. Void calls first contact. Remember Roanoke and void. Cerebral vortex spins minds through spiraling starways. Pact burns in the shards. Demons flame packed with demon burns. Hellhold and the well of souls rise. Demon piper on holy hill plays his deadly tune. Tales glow through the crack. Miracles, fractured tales live on. Hellhold and swarms arise in glass. Only dig at night where oleander murders bloom. Swarm rises from black stars, portal tears. Godhead grimoire calls beneath the black stars. Swarm awakes, portal Pasadena, and Godhead grimoire open. Stars. Joy falls. In the shards, man and nights bring joy. White nights and shooting stars collide. We who flee the sun and serpent wall. Poke on it before. Call clear gleams, all the weird world war still raging. In the mirror seems in crumbling spires where the old world dies. Flames of folly paint the ashen skies. Disintegration pulls at every thread. Destruction howls where the living tread. Yet through the smoke, a silent feather falls and now cuts the darkness, answering the call. Born from the thunder god, splitting head. Armored in wisdom, no fear, no dread. Ode to Athena, goddess of the wise owls. Overhead, bring the signs we prize. Synchronicities dance in the midnight hour. Communication through the veil, your sacred power. Once for the past, twice for what will be. Precognition gleaming in eyes that see. Mystical encounters like the broken art. You forge renewal in the human heart. In the human heart. I spoke to your owls beneath the olive tree. Golden eyes reflecting what the soul can see. They turn their heads 360 round, delivering wisdom without a single sound. Thinning veils and scattered deja vu. Your messages arrive, precise, uncanny, true. I whispered questions to the velvet black, and answers came on wings that never crack. No brutal Aries rage, but strategy refined. Your age shields the mind when all else is blind. From Zeus's skull you rose, spear gleaming bright, teaching us to weave new order from the night. Ode to Athena, in the ashes we stand. Owls flying low across this blighted land, delivering wisdom that the ancients knew. Renewal rising as we listen to you. Through the veil we commune, soul to soul. Precognition making broken spirits whole. In times of falling, your wisdom calls. Athena, guide us as the new world dawns.
Welcome to Through a Glass Darkly Live. You're listening to us on YouTube, and that's about it. So it has been an absolutely horrendous week for me. So I've decided to do open lines if anyone is interested. If not, this might be a pretty short one. Like, whenever like a raven with a 6 foot wingspan flies over my house from the backyard as I walk out of my back balcony right when I wake up. And that's that means it's going to be change. And change usually never starts well. But ultimately, anyway, that was like my Wednesday. And I got like ridiculously bad news. And then it's evolved since then into less. It's been a mess. And then I've had some weird cold all week that is now thankfully dying, but it was absolutely brutal. I was looking forward to the week because I had a bunch of projects that I wanted to work on in the future, and I finally had cleared up all my work, and I was like finally about to get ready on that, and then I just had like the cold from death. I still got some work done, but nowhere near where I wanted to be at this point. And now I'm back to editing, 3 more episodes, and those aren't even going that well in the sense that like they're just taking longer than they are. The audio fails, and like it's been a mess of a week. That said, on July 31st, which I guess was yesterday, maybe was it yesterday? I kind of looked out my window and there was a stag just like at the far edge of my property, just staring into my house. So that was kind of cool. I got it on video, but my phone, I wasn't able to transfer it over in time because my phone, everything's being temperamental this week. So, yep, that's how and there's other stuff I can't talk about yet, which is bad news for me, but could be an opportunity uh, in the future. So I'm just gonna kind of let that percolate. Anyway, okay. So we're talking about schools, magpies, maybe. No, look, I always welcome ravens, right? Like transformation is typically a good thing. It just starts out bad every time. So yeah, thank you, Real Street Shaman. Yeah, it was. But again, the universe would show me intermittent signs, though, right? So when a stag shows up in your yard, effectively on the eve of almost a full moon, it was like a 94%. So the stag showed up at dusk, and what a full moon is called in July, it's called a buck moon. So in terms of like a synchronicity, that was a weird one. But when a stag shows up, it's usually a very powerfully positive sign. So it just means like maintain your strength, like you got this, all that kind of stuff. Jupiter talisman. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I've heard about copper bracelets. Yeah, I use the what's it called? You can't use the like version 3. You just have to find the other version that's out there, which took a while, but that's what Steve Mara says to use. The one, it's like EMAG 2. It's supposed to be version 1, but I can't find the one I use is just EMAG 2. And then there's an EMAG 2 version 3. Don't use that one. Did you get to watch the Douglas? Did you email it to me? Hold on, let me check. I don't know if I got an email. Of course, it's the wrong one. Hold on, I'm just trying to. My Gmail, or not Gmail, but my Google Chrome is like a mess. And then I also like my Spotify. Spotify owes me like, hundreds of dollars and they didn't pay me. They always pay, but it's just like sometimes they fuck with you like that for like just for no reason. So that kind of happened. Yeah, so I guess the bad news I got was Wednesday. And then let me see when the stag event happened. That was yesterday at around 7 p.m. So I guess I could show you on my phone, but come on. I don't know. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Yeah, you could probably barely see it because of the green screen stuff. But that's the stag that was just kind of hanging out. Is that even still playing? Yeah, it is. Anyway. Um the Douglas Marshall video. I don't know if I ever received it. I don't want to say I didn't, but I don't. Yeah, I don't see it. All right, so where was I? About the cloning centers. I vaguely recall that. Which email did you send it to? Again, if I didn't get to it, it's just like I said. This week has been an absolute shit show. Oh God. Oh, the animal sightings. I, they happen to me spontaneously. I don't know how to explain them. And then the way I just go to explain them, I just ask ChatGPT to like, what does this mean? And then I'll find other really weird things, like the buck in my backyard. It's July. The full moon in July is called a buck moon for because apparently that's when their antlers are at their highest or most developed. Is what it's. Hey Nancy, good to see you. July 1st. Oh, that's why I couldn't find it because I'm going. Oh, I'm not going. Oh, here I go. Here it goes. I see it. I got it. I got it. I got it. I have not had time to. What is this? This is on X. Yeah, I definitely recall seeing this, but it's been a while, man. Like I said, this week has been just a shit show. So, but I can now that I have it up on my screen, I can look at it. Yeah, well, I mean, this where I live, it's like high positive magnetic anomaly. Yeah, I mean, like you combine, it pays almost as well as YouTube, and I think it'll overtake YouTube pretty soon, for me at least. Yeah, it was a beautiful stag. Yeah, yep, yeah, it's weird. It was pretty weird. It was pretty weird. Oh wow, I think it's all bullshit. I think it's all like it's just drama for the sake of drama. Um, like Lou is counterintelligence. Everybody knows that. He's just doing his job, right? So I don't know. I don't know why he decided to threaten UFO UAP Gerb. And then like why does UAP Gerb just not go by like an actual name? Like what's his real name? It's kayfabe. I wouldn't doubt that. I mean, I know Coulthard and Lou, like, they work together, but behind the scenes, it's obvious, right? Like, Coulthard definitely gets pieces from the intelligence community, right? They feed him stuff. That's obvious. So they're both feeding from the same hand. UAP Gerb, I don't know. He kind of came out of nowhere. He's got yeah. It sounds like he does really kind of good autistic like work, but again, he came out of nowhere, rose really quickly. I think it's 50-50 whether or not he's we're on the payroll. So that's my view. Huh? Or if you sent it to him, he looked at it. That's possible. But I think he does. He doesn't do. I mean, he still does lives. It's just not as often because he got demonetized. So unless he has a sponsor, there's no reason for an episode. There's no reason for him to do something. Yeah. Look, I'm not saying he's good or bad. I'm just saying he's got an agenda. He's got a job to do, and that job is counterintelligence. So, he continues to serve his country in that capacity. No judgment. No judgment on that. But it's obvious, right? There's no doubt. So, what about Chris at A52? Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's why you don't make allegations. It's just you just focus on the obvious, right? The guy's got like 30 years of deep counterintelligence training. What's he gonna? He's not exactly selling disclosure as his forte, right? He's just doing the same stuff he's an expert at. Oh yeah, Peter Thiel and Pasolka. They they work for they definitely work for Peter Thiel. And by the way, there's money behind the operation. Like there's definitely money behind the operation because they pay professional researchers. So I'm not going to tell you that I know that, but I'm not getting a paycheck from them because I'm not a professional researcher. But I know people who are offered stuff. So they're like somebody's funding Jesse Michaels' operation, and I think it's pretty safe to say it's Teal. I don't know that for sure, but I think it's pretty safe assumption. I mean, that's why he's always getting editors and stuff like that. It's not like me. Like I'm actually in the videos doing the work and editing and like I do everything. The only thing I didn't do are the skins that I use on my episodes, like those, you know, and the logo. I didn't. I paid somebody to do the logo. I basically paid them $20, and then, or I offered them $20 to do it, and I thought they did such an amazing job. I'm like, dude, this you should be charging $200 for this work. So I gave them 50 instead of 20, but that's the only thing I didn't do. Everything else I did. So CA magician. I don't know about that. Huh. All right. Have you checked out the recent Sean Niebauer interview on Area 52? Uh, I start like not yet, not yet. Um, because it feels like Area 52 is connected into that teal ecosystem in some way. I don't know that for a fact, but it feels like that's where they're linked in. Yeah, there's a reason he gets all the A-listers. It's because he's part of that network, that like teal network. And also he puts together, well, he doesn't put it together, but the people he hires put together really high production value episodes. And that other dude with the cardigan, fine. Who's that? Michelin? Yeah, it's too flashy without anything original. It seems like he's just copying people adding bells and whistles. I don't think he's copying people. I think he does a good job, but it's just very high production value work, you know? Okay, Area had a guy talking about seeing Jesus bloodline in the Nordics. I don't know. Hey, Lex Pendragon, good to see you again. Um, yeah, that is a kind of a big detail. Yeah, allowed production value. Hey, does anybody want to do open lines? Because I got nothing. I got nothing today because it's just been an absolutely. I can't. I'm not going to say that. Like I keep saying, it's been an absolutely brutal week. Um. Oh wow. So my buddy, who's a retired Army colonel, just texted me. 2/3 of our Patriot missile inventory have been expended, and 50% of the THAAD missiles, the theater high altitude air defense, 50% expended. Unbelievable. All right, wait, let me just. Oh yeah. Uh, no, I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they do have investors, but I think AJ's more genuine. He just because he was doing a lot, like he was working with his like wife and brother to put together really high quality episodes from the very beginning. So like it's clear where his like who his team is and all that stuff. So he definitely killed himself to get there. Like he's not constantly hiring editors and stuff like that. So respect where respect is. Um No, so the way Open Lines works is if you're interested, just let me know in the comments. And then, like, once somebody's interested, then what I would do is I would just like show you what the email is down below. You would email that address, and then I would just send you the link to the live stream. And then you would literally appear in the live stream. That's what Open Lines is here. I wish they had like a phone line you could call in, but it's just not the way StreamYard works. Yeah, all sorts of funky stuff, but I'm not recalling them super well. Because they don't seem to be that significant in any way. Oh, that would make people yawn. I'm sorry. Oh, Hecklefish. Yeah, my son loves them. Like he can't get enough of them. Yeah, not too happy about the theft. I'm sure they're not. Is it like Microsoft Teams? No. Microsoft Teams is an absolute nightmare. No, you literally just as long as you have a Chrome browser, you just get the link, click on the link, and then you'll show up in my, behind the scenes, and then I bring you up. Yeah, exactly. West of the Rockies call. Yeah, so let me see if I have a banner for it. Um, yeah, so that's the email address you would have to, but give me a heads up in the comments so that I know when to check. Uh, I know nothing about Frank Zappa and Laurel Canyon. I mean, I know Laurel Canyon's a weird place, but yeah, Gertie the Camel. Hey, Jalay, good to see you. No, my episodes are still people are still like that's one of the most popular episodes I have is the Trajani episodes. Speaking of popular episodes, I just recorded two more interviews with Dr. Heather Lynn because I mean those did amazingly. So I asked her to come back. So you will, once I finish editing them, they'll be available sometime in September. So, um, he does scientific remote with Courtney Brown. I think he's technically competent at remote viewing. Um, he's a bit of a character, but I think somebody was just talking to me about him today. I've interviewed him a few times, so you can find his interview on this channel. Hmm. Interesting. Who is Leo Zagami? I don't know anything about Leo Zagami. Let me see. Oh God, he's got like a channel that looks like it's. I don't even know what this is showing me. All right. I mean, I briefly saw some stuff, but yeah, who knows? I think it's interesting that Dr. Phil is now involved. That's interesting. No. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But again, open lines if anybody wants to hop on. Oh, of course he did. By the way, does that word mean anything anymore? You know, whenever somebody says that about a politician, I'm like, oh, he's probably somebody I want to vote for. Like that's how this whole anti-Semitic, like, if you don't support it, Israel, then you're an anti-Semite and a Nazi. Like, it's basically completely diffused the word Nazi now. It's just like you call somebody a Nazi. It's almost like, depending who the person is, they might consider it a compliment rather than an insult. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I have zero interest in talking to him though. He's Iranian, and he's very pro Zionist. I don't know if he's Jewish though. Huh? Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so, like, the thing is, soldiers can't comment on that stuff. Like, they've received media training, and they're told to stay in their lane. That's not in their lane, so they just don't answer. Yeah, I think he's half like Norwegian. His mother is, I think, Norwegian. Yeah, but like Giorgiani was like super, super pro Israel. Um, which, after what they've done to this country, I'm not a fan. Oh, French. Okay. All right. So no one wants to come on, huh? It's like, guys, I got nothing. I got nothing. He's definitely pro Israel. Yeah, I agree. I hate them. That's where I am. I hate them. There's only one war I would vote for, and that's the invasion of Israel. That's the only war I would vote for. Like the kind of shit that they've steered our foreign policy into, it's reckless and it you know is pushing the United States toward complete and utter financial ruin. Yeah, he's like super dogmatic about it. So I think Israel caused it. I think I think Israel's behind it for sure. Yeah, because there's a bunch of Zionists like crowing about it, like a big flex. Like you're single handedly ruining Europe, and you think that's a thing that you want to like celebrate? Go fuck yourself. Thank you, Woo Riders DG. Well, yeah, I mean, he's obviously doing something. Like they got compromise on him. There's no doubt in my mind. Yeah. Well, yeah, they're Eastern European. they're not. They're not Semites. I mean, there's some of them that are Semites, but anyway, let's not talk about Israel. There's no point. Like I know where I stand, and like the Iran war just like I used to be pro-Israel. But like 5 years ago, I was pro-Israel, and over time, it's just the entitlement of that entire country is just next level. What do you think about the fact they want all the hate? Oh, because it's because what it does is it scares Jews around the world to fleeing to Israel, and then that in turn feeds the Israeli war machine. So it's good for fundraising for Israel, and it's good for you know sustaining their army. So that's why they sow anti-Semitism basically, right? By doing things like conflating Zionism with Judaism, even though they are two very different things. So yeah, this was started as a British colony, so the folks want the British to give Gibraltar back to Spain. I don't know. Yeah, you can't. I watched Daniel Davis deep dive too, not religiously, but it's probably the best thing out there with kind of the most intelligent insights. Did they get beat up in Mongolia? That's hilarious. I don't know, but I'm not surprised, right? They probably got into a fight with like a real man. They weren't able to beat up on women and children like they do in Gaza. So I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. Everything's just a mess right now. Uh, oh yeah. Speaking of which, I need to take care of something else. Come on, come on, come on. All right, sorry. Yeah, it's a good show. Hey, Spidey boy, Mike. Uh, nice. Wow. Oh, it'll definitely be because of them if it kicks off. No doubt in my mind. Wow. Huh. Interesting. God, we got a big audience for nothing. Yeah, it is the point 0.01% making everybody's life miserable. Yeah, fair enough. Hey, Spider Bite, good to see you. I got open lines, but nobody's taking them, which is fine. Kent, how you doing, man? I got open lines if you want to come up on the show, man. Just send an email and you can come up. I don't think people are ready. I don't think people are ready for Kent Chambliss. All right. No, I don't think they're going to show shit. I don't think they're going to show anything. Uh, that means it's real. It means we're in the midst of like some form of disclosure, probably super watered down. But the fact that they brought in Dr. Phil, also they hired a team of psychologists to look through and prepare for the impact so that it would psychologically have on the population. So he's part of that. So that's a good sign. Well, good sign in the sense that it's we're in it right now. It's a bad sign in that it's just somebody else to kind of like provide a reason for a further slow roll, right? Because we got to be very careful. We only can do this once. We can't have people going crazy. So good to see you, brother. Let's see. Do I have to have a paid membership for submissions? No, not at all. If you give me a good submission for like somebody to talk to, I'll talk to them. It just has to be, it has to be good. Yeah, maybe. Anything on the books, your pal Steve Mayer, pretty sure he's going to release some primary sources and case files. Yeah, I think I have 2 episodes coming up with him. I think. Um, yeah, so let me look. I can tell you for sure because I would have already scheduled it. So yeah, so we got one on magnetic anomalies that goes live on August 10th, and then we got another one on quantum anchors, apports, and this trickster phenomena. That's August 12th. So, and then the next week we got the shadow biome with Dr. Simeon Hine, which is yeah, actually, we got some bangers coming up. On Monday we got uh Nathaniel Gillis. So yeah, we got some bangers coming. That's good. That is good stuff. Um, all right, sorry, got that. No, it's not for phone calls. It's if somebody wants to pop up on screen with me. The way that they do it, just email that address there and just indicate interest. And then I just send you a guest link. You click on the link and you're on the show. So, yikes. Dude, I was subscribed to two TikTok accounts. One was this like Marine guy that just does funny things about the military. But then the other one was that Franco channel. And I went and looked and went to see the great reveal. And I'm like, I mean, let me message to James Franco. Hi, James. Go fuck yourself. That's what I thought of that. Like, I didn't find it funny at all. It frankly pissed me off. So, James Franco, go fuck yourself. Um, and that's like deep, from deep, heartfelt. Yeah, it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny at all. I'm not super religious, but I I like grew up Catholic. Ugh, let's see. Yeah, it was pretty pathetic. Yeah, I even posted once. I said, "Look, if this is serious and you need somebody to talk to, just let me know if it's serious, right?" So I caveated it, and obviously I was right. The guy's full of shit. Yeah, I did not appreciate his TikTok again at all. I did not appreciate that. So I immediately unsubscribed. Then I'm done. I'm done with this idiot. Huh. Again, I got open lines, but nobody's joining. I told you guys I got nothing today. So, you know, so if somebody wants to go, let me just check to see if there's any. No. Nothing. Nothing. Yeah, it's very slow. Very slow. Although there's a lot of people watching. I don't know because there's like it just says open lines and nobody's getting on the open line. I don't do open lines very often. That's why people are confused by it. Ian Baker's esoteric take on the Odyssey. Huh. Third Eye Drops. That's a good show. I like Michael Phillips. I think he's a smart guy. You need to StreamYard. Well, if you just click on the link, it'll take you to StreamYard. But you have to just be in a Chrome browser. So it's not like you need to download anything. You just need to be on a Chrome browser. There's a lot of people watching nothing. Let's see. Yeah. Again, if you want to come on the show, email me below at throughaglassdarkly with Sean at gmail.com. And I'll put you on the show tonight. That's fine. It's making it easy. Sort of making it easy on me, but sort of not. It all depends. It all depends. Now, what would be amazing is if for some bizarre reason Kerp is watching and wants to join the show. That would be wild. Let's see. Stabilizing the video. Yeah. It's okay to be shy. There's nothing there. Although I'm like, there's a lot of people showing up, which I don't understand. I've had more interesting topics than something as bland as open lines. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Area that was obliterated last summer. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, Ken. Yeah, a lot of weird stuff. Uh, I mean, this weird stuff is happening to like everybody. I'm getting weird stuff too. I don't know if you saw like the buck that showed up in my house on a buck moon, like yesterday. So I did show it at the beginning. I don't know if this is. I don't want to say it's end times or anything like that, but there's just a lot of weird stuff going on. 13th floor, Dark City. Yeah, I like Memento. Memento is really good. I don't know about Cipher. I don't know too much about the Fountain either. 13th floor, I may have seen. I've seen Dark City for sure. Well, that's the problem. I think on Saturday nights he's at the Comedy Mothership. So like I don't want to. It's one of those things I would feel more comfortable asking him a few days in advance because Kurt being Kurt, he would like if he was available, he would absolutely jump on, right? But I don't want to put that. You know, I want to be very strategic about when I ask him to come on and stuff like that because he's a busy man and you know he's his time is more valuable than mine is. But yeah, it's a good thought. It's a good thought. Yeah, I don't think Kerp's not watching. Kerp's like probably at the Comedy Mothership doing some stuff. So, but yes, I could literally text him. I just don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy, you know. But if I just say it here, and he just happens to be watching, that that gives him like a plausible, deniable way of like saying no, right? So I think that's the best approach, at least for like short term things like this. Um, it's it's not a Western. It's not like a Western philosophy. It's very oriented in like Eastern sort of things where there's collective punishment and like wiping out bloodlines. Like it's not and like humiliating your enemies when you after you defeat them and making sure they're just absolutely humiliated. Like that's not something Western countries do. We just annihilate you until you're beaten. And then once you submit, then you become our friends. Whereas the Israelis, it's just they humiliate you and then they continue to needle and needle and like it's just all in bad faith, all like just like it's just what like a weak, disgusting kind of people does. So it's like a Middle East thing. So um, the Western military will just throw everything at you, defeat you utterly, and then the fight ends and you become our friends, and we help you along. That's not Israel. They absolutely just take and take and take and take until you murder their children, which is basically what happened on October 7th, and then they exterminate you. Like that's just it's the way they operate. Oh, Mark the Nephilim, Mark the Nephilim, whatever he calls them. Hey, sweet 618. No, you didn't miss this one. Yeah, probably. Friday stuff. It's Saturday. But no, I think you said Friday intentionally. We're not a democracy either. We're a fake democracy. Let's see. Yeah, but there's a reason he knows David Grush. Like he was handed that relationship. It's because of this. Like I think he puts out a great product too. I'm just saying, like there is a professionally funded operation behind it. Right? The guy's not bootstrapping. If you know what I mean. Anyway, all right. What else? What else? Let me see if anybody sent me anything. I don't think so. Oh, wait. Let's see. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Post bankruptcy Malone. Let me send you a link. Just give me a second. Where is it? Boom. And bear with me. I'm slow. All right. Post bankruptcy Malone. I don't know if you want to use your real name, but because I can see it now, but we can use post bankruptcy Malone. But I just sent it to you. I mean, if we're lucky, some crazy person will just walk up behind him and, you know, I'll just leave it at that. Let's see. Yeah, but they've always been like that's the entire UFO thing. Most of it's a controlled op. Okay. All right. I'll see you, Philip. Yeah. Fuck Fauci. I mean, it's fuck Fauci. And then you notice all these doctors are suddenly coming out of the woodwork, you know? The vaccine worked. It was completely safe and effective. Like they're just out in this campaign. It's just like, guys, Fauci paid for the design of a fucking bioweapon, and then it was unleashed and killed, tens of millions of people. That's why we're upset with this motherfucker. Oops. Okay, yeah, no worries. When you join, I'll know. It'll just beep. Road pirate. Yeah, exactly. Dr. Epstein. No, 111 times he pleaded the fifth. Yeah, it's the wet markets. A bat ate a pangolin, and they ate the pangolin at the wet market. And if you believe anything else, you're racist. That's how we should have known. It was just because they fucked up and the thing got loose, and they were just trying not to get caught. They being Fauci. Fauci. It's a shibboleth. Oh, well, they've all been pretty long. Like the Julian Dury one was like 3 hours. It was crazy. Yeah, probably. It probably came from North Carolina. And maybe it was released on purpose. I don't know. There's no way to ever tell, but all right, what else? I'm just waiting for post-apocalypse Malone or whatever the name was. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Astrolab D1. I appreciate you. Came out of the jungle and infected the wet market's face palm. They're more likely an outbreak from a lab. So, yeah, especially one named the Wuhan Institute of Novel Coronavirus Research. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. I feel like it was just kind of staged across nation states. Jeez. Curtis Yarvin made it easy to understand on Tim Dillon when he said gain of function research is just them playing Pokemon with viruses trying to evolve them. Yeah. Basically. For sure. All right, let's see how we're doing. Yeah, I can see them doing that. Yeah, but all he did is he just sat there and repeated this little line. Interesting. Yep, that's right. All right. right, let me check to see if there's anybody else that wants. So post bankruptcy Malone. It's the only one so far. Yeah, that's true. Nothing does happen to people who. Yeah, they're gonna keep. Yeah, they just hired Dr. Phil, so they're. I mean, we're probably gonna get the tip of the iceberg, or basically nothing, watered down everything. But yeah, at least he got his $1 million bonus. Yeah, no worries. It's all fair. All fair. Yeah, Doctor Phil. They is like the head, like he's rolling out like the psychological aspect of disclosure. Yeah. No, you can't make this shit up. Not at all. Dr. Phil is out front talking about this stuff now. Oh, here we go. We'll need to connect to. All right, we almost have somebody on soon. Secret is not the UFOs; it's the demonic entities that control our government. Yep, 219 Section 219 passed. It's crazy. Yeah, most of Congress committed treason. Like most people in Congress are traitors. Like there's nothing we can do about it, but they're traitors. Not all of them, but you know, chances are if they got a paycheck from APAC, then they committed treason. I don't know. Big P, Dr. P go through all the UFO research, growing pains and mistakes, and fast forward speed. It is pretty amusing to watch. Yeah, he's obviously guilty. I mean, why 2014? Because that's probably when they set up the biolabs in Ukraine illegally. Yeah. Oh my God. No. Bobby's video about it? No. Yeah. That's true. I'm just talking like specifically. I can find a specific claim of something that there's evidence of them doing that would be worthy of a public hanging. Okay. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but probably across the board. But at least let's focus on something specific first. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't know that that was when Wuhan was founded. So interesting to see how this continues going forward. Yeah, so I can't add post bankruptcy Malone because they have to connect their mic and camera before I can add them to the stream. They're there, I can see them, but Maybe they're just trying to get their all that stuff ready. But they dropped. So maybe they'll try again. Yeah, Massey's not on that list. And Burchett might not be either. Yep, absolutely. Okay. They will need to connect. Okay. Exo Academian's model of reality and how he uses experience he's gathered while outside the. No, I'm not. I'm not familiar with that. Let's see. Post bankruptcy Malone, you have to connect your mic and camera before I can add you to the screen. Otherwise, it would just be like if I put you up there, there'll be nothing for people to see or hear. Oh, bad baby video on turnabout ranch abuse. Yeah, I'll look at it afterwards. I don't want to play it here because there's probably some child stuff on there. You can get close to that. Yeah, he probably does think it's all black tech. Yeah, that's fair enough. Is it Google Meet? No, no. It's StreamYard. Okay, cool. Thank you. I know. I agree, Howling Man. I agree. Indeed. Indeed, Gray Owl. Gray Owl, you're late, by the way. I just throw that up there. Thought I'd throw that up there. Post bankruptcy, Malone's having some issues trying to, like, he's connecting, but he doesn't have a camera or not showing a camera. Yeah. Well, it wasn't. It's actually not Spain. it's it's like a Spanish colony on the in Africa that's like right on the coast, like right near Algeria. That's where they flooded in. Oh, really? I've been using StreamYard the entire time. My first live stream was using StreamYard. Oh, thank you. Yeah, on the Typical Skeptic podcast. He had reached out to me like more than a month ago, and I had just ignored it. Like I just didn't have time to deal with it, and then I finally responded that like the next day, or something like that. Um, Interesting. Thank you, Pinky Marie. Indeed. Wake up, O sleeper. Rise from the dead. Um, I think if it works, it should be legalized. Most of it focuses on ibogaine, which seems okay. That could work. Three generations of UFO researchers that seem to be operating in the space are widely different. All right, so all right, I'm going to add post bankruptcy Malone to. Although I don't see him though. Oh, I see. I see you now. I see you now. All right. All right. Here we go. All right. How you
What's
doing,
up,
man?
everyone? I'm
The,
doing
the
all right.
one brave, the one brave man who decided to run the gauntlet. So I'll be gentle. I'll be gentle on you.
Oh no, please don't. I don't know if brave man's the right phrasing for it, but I've been called worse, so I'm very grateful for the opportunity already.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
So
figured I'd show my face real quick, but I've never talked about any of this stuff before, so if you don't mind, if I don't,
no, that's why you're
yeah, just
here.
black it out, and I just kind of, I don't know, but yeah, I'm a real person. What's up, everyone? Yeah, this is my face. I'll say. I'm Jordan. I'm from Rhode Island, 28, and I don't know. This might be a fucking roller coaster you guys want to hear or don't want to hear, or I'll just be another
No,
idiot on the internet.
we definitely do. We definitely do. I'll like not direct it, but I'll just let you get started, and then I can kind of keep you in the lines if you start to you get to a place where you start
Yeah, it's
talking
like,
like
dude, shut
kids or
up.
something like that. Yeah, but I'll just try to steer out of the way, but I'll ask some probing questions, like not. I mean, you know
Yeah,
my
for
interview
sure.
style. I'm sure you know my interview style. I don't try to I'm not like a gotcha asshole, you know.
Yeah, that's why I was really drawn. It's been almost like about a year since I've been like consistently following your YouTube videos. And I had like so many just strange coincidences in my own life, and then I noticed that reflected in a lot of what you were saying, especially with the friggin' owls. And I was like, all right, this guy gets it. Like, so
Yeah,
I can,
yeah, it's
and you're
great,
like,
right?
I was like, all right, so this is good company. And it was also shout out to Don Yazzie. That was the first interview I saw
Oh
of
yeah,
yours.
yeah.
So
On like Navajo
don't,
Nation, all that yeah, don't whistle at night,
yeah, don't
right?
whistle at night. Jinx. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyway, what's your story? By the way, I'm gonna continue going through some of the comments. I'm just not gonna read them, but just I don't want to distract you. If that's distracting,
mhm.
I'm listening, but I'm also I have I can see the, the comments piling up. So just keep going,
Please,
and
I'm
I'm
not.
just yeah. I just don't want you to be like, why the fuck? Like I'm talking, this guy's like showing comments. What the fuck? You know?
Oh
So
no, I promise my standards have dropped so much. I promise this is a safe space for you. We're chilling.
all
We're
right, go
chilling.
ahead.
We're
All right, go ahead, brother. Go ahead,
um.
brother. You're.
I'm
I'll
so.
shut up now.
Oh no, please no. I need to help stay in lines because this is gonna be such a mess. But I'm something of an astronaut myself. Shout out to Kurt Metzger. Um, I don't think we were in astronaut school together, but I think we went to the same program.
Uh
Um,
oh. Oh, okay. Keep going. I
I
thought
don't
I
know,
lost you
man.
for a
I
second.
really just all all the shit. I'm listening to the same stuff you're listening to. Like I'm listening to you. Like talking to everyone. I know it just sounds so lame and all encompassing, but I mean, still there. Scary face. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah,
I know the lighting sucks. Look like a fucking
it's
weirdo.
fine.
Just blot that shit up.
It's
No,
fine.
that's lame. I'm here. Um, shit. So. all this stuff is like just super taboo. Like my own experiences with like the weird, I guess you can just call it, stuff and like think coincidences like happening just too frequently and in your face where it's just like, all right, well, what the fuck is that? And how come everyone else isn't like thinking about it and talking about it like 24/7? Like, what the heck did I just like experience? But it would be moments that were like just super like private and personal to me, and that I thought I would like never tell anyone. Like things that would happen like when I was like a kid, and I was like, all right, well, I'm like, I don't know, it doesn't seem like it's cool to talk about this stuff. And I never thought I would, let alone like before hitting 30, have like, oh, this fucking bullshit going on. Like whatever we got going,
Right.
whatever's going on, like else, like shit, I don't think we'd be here. Because a lot of things that folks were talking about, things like I kind of did in like or like covered in like middle school, to be honest with you. My parents put me through Catholic school, my brother and I, even though really not sure what my father's spiritual beliefs were.
Uh-oh, I lost you a little bit. You got like bandwidth problems, I think. Come on, godlike child. This is the first time he's probably ever told this to like a live audience. So please have some grace. It's the weak
Whoa.
internet that's painful.
Uh,
Go ahead. You're back. So Catholic school,
it's
you you
it's the
raised Catholic
government,
school.
man. They're trying to cut me off. Yeah, so I was in like Catholic school, so I mean, I was like I never finished the Harry Potter books or anything like that, but I got the gist that, when reading a book, it's pretty good to, side with the good side of things and get some takeaways and be like, yeah, that's pretty nice. Maybe I'll try to emulate that in my own life. So I wasn't kissing the ground thanking Jesus for everything, but I felt like
Hmm.
I took a lot of great things away from it and still have to this day. Like that's like yeah, just to again rediscovering kind of that whole trope. I'm not coming on to say, hey, I'm the born again Christian dude, but I am saying there were a lot of very strange coincidences going more towards that path, which
Like that,
really
like
powerful
faith. Like,
moments.
yeah. Can you
Yeah,
describe one of them?
and yeah, sure. In December, just like recently, I'll just come clean with it. If I'm showing my face on the internet and talking about my most embarrassing stories, I may as well go full balls to the wall.
Or they don't know your
I
name
had
because I
every
didn't tell them your name. I didn't tell them your name, so you still have some degree of anonymity, if it helps.
fair enough, but everyone's a fucking crooked liar. It sounds like so. I may as well just nerf myself while I'm at it. Like
Okay, it's up to you.
I in 2000, well, I had everything set up for me in life, and then I just for whatever reason in this rung of samsara decided to take a nosedive and just completely just like trash all opportunities I had in my 20s, and so I'm on like the tail end of that. In December of 2024,
Real quick, do
I
you
was
know Adam
arrested for
Butler?
drunk.
Do you know Adam
I am
Butler?
not familiar. I'm not familiar.
He lives in Rhode Island too, and he has a similar story in the sense that, uh, I mean, like high level. You haven't said much, but like he's kind of given everything, and then he kind of torpedoed it, and now he's kind of coming
Okay.
around. And but just watch. I have an episode, like 2 episodes with him, and two more
Hmm.
coming. So just watch those 2 episodes, and you'll probably find some resonance. And he lives in your state, man. So anyway, I didn't mean to
Yeah.
interrupt. You got into like a drunk driving thing in
Yeah.
December.
Yeah. It's a small state. I'm sure we bumped shoulders or played like friggin' like soccer or lacrosse or at one point or something. Um, yeah. So in 2024, um, again, just I'm not blaming it on that, but just another moment of just things like really reinforcing, like, no, this, whatever this is, like, is for real and is like part of your life and is like showing up. And like I'd seen like a lot of orbs before my algorithm decided to say, "Oh, well, everyone fucking sees that." And I was like, "What do you mean?" Like the fuck they do? Like when did that happen? I'm sorry.
No, they don't. They don't. Like
It's
that's
us,
a pretty special experience. But keep going. Sorry.
my family. I don't know if you caught that Yeah. Shout out to the Bledsoes. What the fuck? Sorry, I won't go
The
down
son
that road.
that wants to, yeah, like unless you're Bledsoe, you have. I mean, I shouldn't. I'm not going to. The son
I,
like was acting as if they're the first people to encounter orbs in history. He didn't say that, but he was
yeah,
like acting as if, like, how come you didn't credit us when you talk about orbs? We're the ones that guy. It's been
yeah,
around forever. But go ahead, man. I keep
yeah.
pushing it. I'm
But
sorry.
no, no, please. I mean, please. I should be apologizing. I don't know. This probably sounds terrible. Sorry to the audience. Love you guys. You're doing great too. Um. So yeah, I made. Geez, why did I even bring that? Oh yeah. Um. Luckily, no one was hurt. I didn't hurt anyone. There's no
Good.
damage to any property or vehicle. I was pulled over. I was swerving. Thankfully, the only damage that was done was to myself, any and all self-image, yada yada yada, all that stuff. I'm thankful every single day for being able to continue to not be whatever fucking creature that was that night doing that because I mean,
If it makes you
yeah,
feel
that
better,
was gross. I'm sobered like for like yeah, over a year and a half now from alcohol because I guess spirits is like the real word. Yeah, fuck it.
hmm
They didn't cover that literal detail, I feel like.
and
Um,
yeah,
but
keep going. Sorry.
please, no, no, no. Oh, please, please.
Oh, so I would say don't beat yourself too much. Like back in the '80s, like my dad used to like, he'd drink a lot, and I'd be like 5 years old. He would put me on his lap, and he would work the pedals, and I would drive home. So
We used to be a proper country. That's a joke. That's a joke. I'm kidding. Shout out to all like
I'm
35
not
agencies
kidding about
watching
that
this.
story though. I'm not kidding about that story though. Like that
Mm,
really happened.
I
Um,
I appreciate it. Nonetheless, that fucking sucked. That fucking sucked. That whole night sucked. I mean, obviously, yeah, that's like your absolute worst. But so anyway, the point of that was in December was like a tender time for that, and so I hadn't like had like a single drop after that. It was just like, all right, well, it's pretty like yeah, it's pretty easy to be like, yeah, I'm done. We're done here.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just like I'm chilling on that. Amidst getting serious with a whole lot of other stuff, like, oh yeah, I guess planes are getting fucking booted out of the sky. But we'll get to that later if you want.
What do you mean by
Shout
planes
out to
booted out of the sky?
um, ain't like, well, Ashton Forbes could tell you about it if you really want.
Oh, you're talking about the
MH370. Good
yeah,
God, man.
but go back to your story. Like what? How does this? Focus on that
Yeah,
because that's what I think people are most interested in.
right, right. So getting back, your original question, I believe, was asking about like dipping my toe back into like Christianity, or
Hmm.
I guess coming back into learning about Christ. Um, and so it was about that time in December, late December, this past December. How many times can I say December? And so being from Rhode Island, I live near the coast, fortunately, and so I would go for runs on the beaches, and you know, the moon was out, it was super bright, you can see all around, and I had been doing a lot of night runs there, like my whole life, and I'd been like lucky enough to see meteors and comets and some other stuff and just going like, whoa, like what the heck was that? But also knowing like probably not me, surely I'm not that guy. All this stuff is so rare. Surely I can't be seeing weird stuff. But I did. It kept on freaking happening. And Like just like with the Bledsoes though, like these like super like turquoise, just like like balls of light that just looked like they were like spinning like this way and then like this way. It looked like one of the Fushigi balls, but like it wasn't, and it was just like like orange and like and white and gold, but it wasn't. Like yeah, just like seeing all these things that you can just now, I guess, readily see like on social media, and it's just like, oh, it's like what the
Yeah,
hell's
I still
going
think
on? So
I still think it's super rare. Like, did did these orbs respond to your thoughts in any way?
I really can't say for sure because I think at this point, every which way of trying to talk myself out of having the experience itself, then further rationalizing that it did happen, and then tossing that back in the garbage again. And then, of course, rooting through the recycling bin on a rainy day and being like, no, I guess this stuff like really is like happening.
Have you
So
written
just
this
like
stuff
coming
down?
back to the idea. Um, Not too much of it, and I really don't feel like I have to. I know I'm like communicating it really poorly now, but like I don't need to write it down. I know this. Well,
Hmm.
again, and this isn't a cheeky blow at Nathaniel Gillis, but I know he would disagree. I know what I saw, like or like what I perceived to be in front of me at the time. But again, it's like when I'm alone, like when I'm at night runs and I'm just like looking around waiting for like a fucking camera to pop out and be like, am I being punked? Like, what the heck is this shit? Like, or just like having like weird specific thoughts in like your head and then looking up at the sky and it looks like a fucking like weird, just like super concentrated out of like nowhere. Just like just like light just like comes in just at really, really peculiar moments on really like emphasizing a point at times. And it got to the point where I just didn't even like look at the sky anymore, which is like, well, that sounds insane. I mean, like, but like,
Well, like
like,
how close did some of these orbs get to you?
so the first encounter I had was in like February of 2024, and it was in Rhode Island. I was in like Westerly at the time, and I was near an airport, and it was like 2 in the morning, and I was like having a cigarette, and it was freezing. It was like super cold out. And I growing like being near the airport, you have a pretty good idea of what's flying over your head and like when
Hmm.
like drills are happening. Like we get buzzed by helicopters here all the time, but because I think I have an idea about something, I don't think I'm getting like, oh my God, man. Like, shit happens.
Yeah, like
Eh,
aircraft are blinking, right? Red, green, right? It's yeah. I live near an airport too, and so I see these things constantly. So like these things being
yeah,
airplanes, right? Aircraft. So it wasn't that,
yeah.
is what you're saying.
For sure. Like sometimes these planes, like for sure, what I can see with my eyes, what I can perceive to be in the shape of a plane. Yeah, sometimes it wouldn't have any noise, but that didn't bother me in the slightest. And then as I'm having a cigarette at 2 in the morning and it's like freezing cold out, my neighbors like next to me, they had like a vent in their house and embers would shoot out. And I saw this thing like out like the corner of my eye. And I was like, holy shit, like that was a big ember, like that could get like stuck in like something and like cause like a house fire or something. And then I was like looking, I was like, is it like my cigarette? Like I have long hair. Like, am I on fire? Like, what's that? But it was just it just had like the movements, I guess, of like a fucking like Fushigi ball that was just like I like yeah, just like this orangey, reddish. It was like maybe I don't know, like fuck it, 300 yards. Shit. It's about the
Okay,
closest
so
thing
like a
I can
football.
guesstimate.
Well, no, it's like 3 football fields away, something like that, right?
Yeah, and it was over my like neighbor's house, and so I was just like, just trying to like look at the like. its depth. And I was like, what am I looking at? Is this like an ember? Is my hair on fire? What the hell's going on here? And it was just like this ball thing like floating by. And then I was just like looking at this thing, and I just like had this thought, and I was like, now how funny would it be if this is what all these people are talking about? Because I'm not like overwhelmed or overstimulated or nothing. You're telling me I'm looking at a biblically accurate angel right now? The fuck?
Did you
Like,
try to
nah.
communicate with it in the sense of just send a thought to come closer or anything like that?
Yeah, I know that last statement sounded super ignorant, but I was just in a super sour and like really sad and like just really, I'd already mentioned to like, yeah, um, being arrested later on that year in 2024, like fast forwarding almost a year. So it was just really bad, like headspace. But I was just remember laughing, being like, if this really is like what's going on here, and I'm like some bum that gets to like witness it, like people are like talking about like like read about this and like learned about it and heard about it in like theology class in high school. But it's not even 10 years later, and you're telling me I'm seeing it in my backyard? The heck you saying? Like,
But it
as
looked
if that's
like a round kind of orange orb, kind of like a sun, maybe like a mini sun.
yeah, absolutely. And the next like descriptor word I had in my mind was like abacus. And like because the way it was moving, it almost just faintly looked like it was like being like pulled on a track, which made me think of this thing, this like little toy from like my pediatrician's office. It was like these little wooden just like shapes with like a little like metal wire. And there's like
Mm-hmm.
holes drilled through the shapes, and you like flick it and it can just woo. And so it just looked like it was being like pulled on, like, just kind of like sliding along. And I was just like, all right, well, I've never seen in my life, like, I like looking at clouds. I sail, I'm looking up quite a lot. I'm curious, I've never seen anything like this before. Like, what the heck is doing, like, doing the cha-cha slide across the sky? Um, and it lasted for like a good, I swear, like 7 seconds. So I got like a good look at it because I remember thinking like, wow, this is like taking forever. Like I'm actually getting like a good look at this thing. And then it just kind of, it's like faded out, or like, yeah, it just looked like a bubble. Like when a bubble, like I don't know, you blow bubbles and you see them go off in a distance, and just like a little like circle, which is like a bunch of colors, just kind of like swirls around briefly, and then you just see the outline, and then maybe it pops. And I was like, that was that. And I was like, well, shit, this is rock bottom. I'm fucking nuts.
Did it have like this Oz factor where just everything kind of went silent and like either you kind of had no fear, but you're just kind of observing it, or what was your kind of emotional state?
Yeah, I'm not Billy Badass or anything like that, but I wasn't fearful at all. I was just like,
Yeah,
what is, what's that? Like,
yeah,
cool. I have Steve Irwin action figure growing up. Like, I love the natural world. I'm curious. What do we got here? So I was
yeah.
just, yeah.
The one orb sighting I ever had was like kind of like, I mean, it moved a lot faster. I basically saw it for less than half a second, and I'm not sure what I saw, but it was about the size of a basketball, kind of looked like a
Yeah.
mini sun, and it like flew
But
right
why
over
do you
my
say
house.
basketball?
In terms of like the size,
I know, but I thought that was like, I know it sounds lame to like, oh, I said one of my first descriptor words and now I'm saying this. But yeah, it was like basketball, sherbet, and like abacus. So like I thought basketball, but like why is that unanimously just like the measurement of like a couple football fields away? Just be like, yeah, I guess that's bass. Like,
it's just the
I don't know, because
size.
it looked like it was like that far away, but it was also that like super close, but it wasn't. Like it was just like
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard
it,
to judge distance. It's hard to judge distance when you're like,
yeah. it was, I don't know, it was probably a stupid question with a really simple answer, but I could just stick out a thumb and be like, give or take.
And then did
Um,
it interact with you in any way, or did it kind of just shimmy and then just disappear?
I can't say for sure if this was like again like interaction because I don't want to be the guy that's like, oh, well, I've been like followed by this shit forever too. Like I can only say like a lot of really precarious things have happened and I've just kind of been here, man. I don't know how to like. It's time. I just gotta like communicate it, or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe this sounds terrible,
Was that
but
the first one that you
it's it's been
you
a
saw
wild roller
that night?
coaster. I think, yeah, absolutely. Like to confirm it. Like I had seen other like, just like maybe things in the sky that maybe seemed a little bit weird. But again, maybe I wasn't
No.
paying. Like it could have been anything. I'm not saying for sure. Being like, oh my God, it's the angels. Like no, that'd be great, but I doubt it.
Yeah, there's been times when I'll like look up at the sky and something that was a star would just wink out, like immediately when I look at it,
Yeah.
and it's like,
And did it just
what's
look like a
what's
dial or something? Just being like
no,
turned up, and then it's like bright, 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 bright.
it was so fast. It was just like, I mean, it could have been like a cloud moved in front of it at that exact end. Like, I don't pretend to know like what it could be, but there have been times when you look up and it just like something just winks out, and you're like, what was that? But
For sure.
then I've also seen stuff stream across the sky, which is very clearly a meteorite from time to time, right?
Yeah, if you can't tell, I'm not a genius. I remember in like 2017 night fishing with my dad and seeing a giant meteorite. And I was on the phone with my brother, and he was coming down from Boston, and he was gonna drive to the beach, and we were just gonna like come in and like pick him up and then just go night fishing on the full moon. It was gonna be fucking sweet. I remember we saw a meteor and it like whited out the sky. And my brother saw it too in Boston. And he was like, holy, like both of us at the same time were just like, holy shit. And I remember thinking it was fucking North Korea. And now everyone's talking about angels, demons, and aliens.
And so that was the first time you saw something up close. Do you have any other encounters kind of like that happened subsequent to that?
Unfortunately, unfortunately so. There's a lot. And again, it is what it is. I guess I am I guess no one else has any taken any stabs at it. So fuck it. Why not? Like, there's like, it just to me, like, just even, like, how, sorry. Thank you all for bearing with me. Even trying to hash it out with my mom, because, she's my only surviving parent. What else was going on when I was a kid? I'm trying to, like, suss stuff like that out. And she's just,
Did
like,
you
solid
have
as a rock.
did you have like any trauma in your child without going into it? Any trauma in your childhood?
Well, get that. Well, a lot of it's been resurfaced just by listening to like some of these podcasts of things that like children have gone through or like weird experiments being done. And again, it's not here to be like, oh my God, I'm the Ubermensch, like Mr. Sean. Like I don't know. There's just been a lot of weird like straight like a lot of weird podcast guests coming on, and I feel like telling stories about some of my own like personal like weird like I don't know, secrets or weird moments. And it's like, well, who the fuck are you? And did that thing actually happen? Because, like, I remember, like, this one thing that, uh, uh, I don't know. Like, I remember this one time, like, like, being, like, a super, like, had to have been like, super young. And I got hurt a lot as a kid, and not in, like, I mean, I don't know. I didn't think abuse from my parents or any kind of way, but, I had to touch the stove really hard and a lot, I guess. I feel like. So I had to know. I don't know. So I remember this one time I got hurt or something again, and it sounds so fucking stupid, but I swear to God, I've heard it mentioned by other like kooks before, so fuck it. I remember one time just like screaming really loudly as like a kid, And I remember even being like a little kid screaming and being like, Jesus Christ, well, this is fucking like different. And all I remember after that was just like blue. And that was that. Like out of my blue coming out of my nose. And I swear to God, I've heard some other kooky person on a podcast mention that before, and I was like, well, what the fuck is that? Are you telling me I sneezed out Cherenkov radiation when I got angry? That's so stupid.
Oh wait, so your like nose bled and it was blue, or it just from
I just
blue
remember being a
liquid?
little kid and just having this memory, this like throwaway memory forever that again wasn't supposed to mean anything until some rando, shout out to whoever they are. I'm sorry, you're great, but someone mentioned it on like a podcast, something similar, and I was like, well, what the fuck? Like, was that maybe something that actually did happen? And my mind's just trying to like forget about it, and then later on, like fucking suppress with a lot of alcohol use, which is also trying to like suppress a whole lot of other actualizations about this stuff actually being for real. Like 'cause no one like talks about it. Not in my family. Like my mom's like aware. She's like, yeah, some people get peppered and yeah, you just get fucking waterboarded, but like I don't know. Like it's just always
What
been like that. And it's like, what do you mean?
what's your family's genetic heritage?
Dude, I don't even fucking know either. Like, if a family's like a fuck, I need the mystery machine to pull up, man. Like, I can cook. Like, I'm pretty sure we're like Welsh and Polish, like
So Welsh.
predominantly.
Welsh is like
But
the kind of Celtic angle. Um, okay, that's interesting.
yeah,
All right.
but
Uh,
I mean, they just like that. My family didn't talk about like nothing. It was just like I don't know. How would I try to ask these questions and like find out? And I was just like, I don't know. And it's like, well, what does that mean? And I didn't feel like spitting in the tube myself. And it was like too wrapped up in my own bullshit to actually, just actually find out. Um,
any other uh, for lack of a better word, crazy encounters that you might even
no,
be hesitant to talk about?
um, well, again, guess I haven't even finished the first story. And sorry if I'm sweating like a fuck. It's hot. Um, I guess I
Yeah, I
haven't
know.
even finished the first story, I guess. But so it was that same night I was running. I was having weird thoughts about, about Jesus. And I was like kind of like mocking it like that because again, I was in like like a really shitty headspace and I was just like, look at me, you know, just being like kind of like third like view or like, just a lot of beating myself up and just kind of really weird stuff like that. Or really just, sucking pity dick. Pause. But that shit. Um And so I was just like running and running and running, and I was, didn't have any music. I was just like reflecting on things and thinking about some lessons like I had learned or like stories I'd heard growing up, and I was like, all right, well, this is good stuff. Obviously, rediscovering the value and things. And as I was thinking that, I was doing push-ups on a rock, like all the way out on a point. It was about like 3/4 of a mile out on this stretch in between two rocks. So it's like a fun little lap to go. Excuse me. So I was doing push-ups on this rock in this piece of quartz. And as I was like thinking about Jesus, I was looking down and I just saw this shape and I was like, well, what the heck is that? And it was just another fun little coincidence that drove me a little bit further, but I turned on my flashlight and it was like a cross, like on the rock, like right underneath where I was doing push-ups. So I was like doing push-ups and like touching like my heart to the tip of the cross, and I was like, well, if that's just not the coolest thing ever, like I actually really needed that right now. Hell yeah,
Mhm.
heck yeah. Excuse me. So And then yeah, just like I saw like a star or whatever, just like get you. And I was like, all right, well, I think message received. I don't think that's a bad thing. But then some other times, yeah,
Yeah.
weird spooky shit happens, and it's like, ah,
Like,
like um, one time again at that like anniversary in December, I was in like I was in like a basement, and I was like, spent a lot of time just being a fucking bum there, vegging out. And I was just sitting there thinking about like the year in review of being like, all right, just kind of like talking smack to like a past version of myself, just kind of imagining myself totally vegged out on the couch. And I was just kind of like, you know, saying my piece to whatever that fucking thing was. It's still me. Really wish it wasn't, but whatever. It's in the past. So I was addressing that past and that weird feeling that I get, and it sounds like other people get when this stuff happens. And again, I don't know if I was like, I didn't think I was really psyching myself out or anything like that, but the hairs on my neck just stood up in that particular way where it's like, oh no, shit, this is something else that, like, I don't think there's like too many things plugged in down here and I'm just standing next to them or whatever, like next to the microwave or whatever. Like, this feels like something. My dog, my dog's dead, but it felt like the way I was sitting, it felt like the way my dog used to like lurch his head around, like coming down the steps. Like it just felt like a watchful presence. And I used to make fun of people who would say shit like that, but I get it. Like, yeah, there's something there. And so I was like looking around, and I have to thank Nathaniel Gillis again, because I called him about this again, sounding like a total fucking lunatic, being like, holy shit, this stuff is real. Oh my God, I saw it. I looked in the corner of this fucking gross ass basement, and for just like a brief second, I saw this thing like dissolve into the corner of the wall. But it looked like a fort. This sounds so fucking stupid, and I'm sorry, former me. I thought we were going better places too, but no, we're going here. I saw what looked like a fucking pile of like graphite or whatever, like, just like little metal chips, just like dissolve. And then again, I was like, well, shit, again, maybe I am fucking nuts, because what the hell was that? But ultimately, that led me down the road to like thinking, or like finding out this one helpful thing. I mean, I don't know. It sounds like all these UFO people should be talking about it, but aren't. But this thing called magnetotactic bacteria, very,
what's that?
very in. Again, I'm not really qualified to talk about anything, and I am just the village idiot. I'm here to admit to that, to that alone. But this thing is like a bacteria that's pretty much a living compass needle. I mean, I don't know. I encourage everyone to play around with their favorite deceitful robot and ask like about its theoretical applications and things. Um, I saw this Instagram post with this bacteria, and it was called like magnetospirillum, and it was like
Mm-hmm.
a culture of like trillions of these bacteria, and it was glowing, and it had that like same glow like the thing I saw, and it was from like an art what was it? It was like some sort of like display from like the Netherlands in like 2013, 2014 or whatever. And it was titled The Phenomena or The Phenomenon. And I was like, you sneaky fuck, what's going on here? Like a tiny little compass needle or a little bacteria that okay, I'm very interested in that. Um, it seems like it would be super applicable. And so then just kind of like throwing that idea around, like after like yeah, these things like there's like you see these all it's like the most interesting thing in the world, and it's so hard to like find like videos on it or anything. Like all on YouTube, it's like 7-second videos or 13-second videos of this like bacteria being controlled by like a magnet or making like step pyramids at like a tiny scale. So it's like, okay, well that's kind of interesting, is it not? If I can do it at the small scale, why can't I do it at a big scale? All these sites are
Mhm.
built over like these wells. What if the wells like are just missing like a missing ingredient with like this magnetic bacteria in the water, and no one's like talking about it, and it kind of sounds like the fucking kind of sounds important. But that was my takeaway from seeing like this fucking weird ass. I don't know. It just looked like, yeah. I'm not saying I saw it or whatever. Like it just saying like whatever. Like my eyes saw it. Just weird. I don't know, man. You guys are hearing it for yourself. It is what it is.
All right, we have about
It's a
like
rough.
four. We got like 4 minutes left, man. Is there like any one thing you want to tell the audience?
I've been having so many conversations in my head about how eloquently I was going to present some of this stuff, and I successfully didn't do any one of those or meet up to any one of those standards.
It,
So I'd like to say thank
it,
you for
it,
your
it
patience and your
yeah, it's
understanding.
fine. Like this is the first time you're telling it in front of you know, right now it looks like it's only 34 people, 35 people, but
You guys are
people
cool.
are coming on and off. But I think there's so
It's a
far at
lot.
least almost, but so far I think almost 500 people have like at least watched some portion of this.
Hell
So
yeah, it's a lot of numbers to drop. Sorry. I
no, it'll. I
tried my
think your
best.
encounters are interesting. Yeah, it'll get better. It'll get better with time. That's why I highly recommend you write like you write it down, and it'll
Yeah.
crystallize a little bit better with each telling. But this is like you got to do it in you got to do it once, right? And you just and this is I hope is a safe space for it. And I don't mean a safe space in like some fucking woke bullshit way. I mean like
It
uh,
is. I feel like I've been
yeah.
like harassing you in the comments, being like, "Man, I gotta talk to someone about this. I got some crazy shit." I've been that guy. Sorry, or been like, "I need
It's
to
all
talk to
right.
someone right now." It's like when it happens though, and like, yeah, whatever the fuck that was is like in like you see the visuals and you're sober and for the longest time since you were like 13 or whatever, and you're being proud, and then that happens, and you're like, "Ah, shit." No, it was just one other thing. But um thank you. Truly, thank you. It is a safe space. It's a very,
Yeah, thank you, and
very
thank you for sharing your
much
story.
more respectful approach.
I mean,
Thank you. I
there's
hope
it's the only way to do it because there's been so much stigma in this topic for so long, and it was done intentionally by the intelligence community because they wanted to put the lid on a lot of these encounters. So,
I'm pretty
thank you
sure
for
I was
being
one of the little
brave.
gate program people too, so I'm
I
dealing
was
with
going to
that
ask you
too. It's
that
so
actually.
lame.
I
It's
was
so
going to
fucking
ask you
lame.
that too.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah. I've been sounding like a fucking weirdo for a while, but if you're interested in that, I can give you like a, I don't know, like a bullet point of some stuff if you'd like to like hash some of those out if you want. Because I don't know, it sounds
Yeah. Well,
unfortunately like I've kind of forced Gump through a weird like at another time, but like yeah, forced kind of gumped my way through a lot of this bullshit.
well, regardless, thank you for being the only brave soul who like came on here and because I wasn't even sure if I was going to get a story. I'm like, sometimes somebody will show up, and you're like, oh, I don't know what I did. What did I, or they. This has never happened, but somebody might come on and be like, just start
Some sweaty
going,
weirdo telling you his
just
woes.
yeah, and just start going crazy, right? But I appreciate you sharing your story. It was a coherent story, I think, and it sounded legit. Like the way you described the orb is like uh, often how those things are described. So, uh, there's no way for me to ever really know, but I appreciate your effort to share the story for the first time. So thank you
Thank
again,
you.
brother. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Never say it couldn't happen to you. Very dangerous, everyone. Unfortunately, I think I said it enough so you don't have to. Be careful. That sounds so
Yeah.
cryptic. Just
So
saying, be
you
good to
get
yourself.
Los Pendragon's giving you major applause. So people appreciate you. So
Thanks,
all right,
guys.
brother. I'm gonna drop you off, but thank you again
Oh,
for
yeah.
sharing. And again, I'll probably do these a little bit more often when I have openings, because I think it gives people a chance to share some of their stories publicly for the first time. So God bless you, and see you soon. Hopefully see you next week. Okay, man.
Likewise. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Be
All
good.
right. Thank you, brother. All right. That's it for tonight. So everybody should thank post bankruptcy Malone. He did a fantastic job. Very brave. And thanks again. Have a great weekend, everyone. And see you next week. Good night. God bless.
Awake, rise, break free from dead lies. Old system dies tonight. Chains fall as truth ignites the fight. Awakening surges. The sleeper sees first light. Render to Caesar what is Caesar's alone. To God what is God's on the silent throne. Seek the void. Forge on. Go. Shatter now. Old cage cracks and breaks. Consensus lies dissolve. Welcome the unknown. Let fear resolve. Forge new paths where no map has ever been drawn. Render to Caesar what is Caesar's alone. To God what is God's on the silent throne. Seek the void. Forge on. Go. Silence. Call. Build bridge. Cross the wall. Destroy their scripted tales. Shape your own reality. Unveiled. Ignore the system. It's nothing but hollow whales. Breathe deep. Heart pounds in the deep. Unknown calls your true name. Break every chain in freedom's flame. You are the author, the end and the start of the game. Cast off the old world and walk through the fire untamed. Render to Caesar what is Caesar's alone. To God what is God's on the silent throne. Seek the void. Forge on. Go. Awake. crawl. Paranormal whispers echo through the hall. Military minds and ancient bloodlines blend, where the veil is thin and the truth won't bend. Stargates humming in the desert night. Sumerian demons dancing in the fight. Remote viewing psyops, mind control machines. Sean's digging deeper where the unseen screams. From Ukraine fires to invisible wars. Lucy's stressed rituals behind closed doors. Pazuzu laughing Anunnaki call. The glass is dark but we see it all. Through a glass darkly peering into night, where fiction turns to fact and wrong becomes right. Paranormal meets the battlefield's edge. National secrets on the razor's ledge. Rise through the darkness, break the hidden seals. Through a glass darkly, this is how it feels. This is how it feels. Interviews with warriors who walk the line. Remote influences twisting space and time. Dragon bloodlines, hauntology's games. Skinwalker shadows calling out your name. Geopolitics twisted with the occult thread. Writing worlds where the living meet the dead. Financial freedom in a world gone mad. Building empires while the sleepers stay unaware. Ed Dane's legacies and psychic warfare plays. Mind viruses spreading through the haze. From ninja suits to the unseen fray. The podcast cuts through the fog and gray. Through a glass darkly peering into night, where fiction turns to fact and wrong becomes right. Paranormal meets the battlefield's edge. National secrets on the razor's ledge. Rise through the darkness, break the hidden seals. Through a glass darkly, this is how it feels. Not just stories, it's the hidden war between the spirit realm and what we saw. Hazlett holding up the mirror, cracked and true, showing us dimensions bleeding into view. No more veils, no more silent nights. We chase the signal through electric lights. Through a glass darkly, we refuse to kneel. Chasing demon secrets and the real. From light from the glass, void calls first contact. Remember Roanoke and void, cerebral vortex spins minds through spiraling starways. Pact burns in the shards, demons flame packed with demon burns. Hellhold and the well of souls rise. Demon piper on holy hill plays his deadly tune. Tails glow through the crack, miracles, fractured tails live on. Hellhold and swarms arise in glass. Only dig at night where oleander murders bloom. Swarm rises from black stars, portal tears. Godhead grimoire calls beneath the black stars. Swarm awakes, portal Pasadena, and Godhead grimoire open. Stars joy falls. In the shards, Mennonites bring joy. White knights and shooting stars collide. We who flee the sun and serpent wall poke on a fork. of folly paint the ashen skies. Disintegration pulls at every thread. Destruction howls where the living tread. Yet through the smoke, a silent feather falls and now cuts the darkness, answering the call. Born from the thunder god, splitting head, armored in wisdom, no fear, no dread. Ode to Athena, goddess of the wise owls overhead. Bring the signs we prize. Synchronicities dance in the midnight hour. Communication through the veil, your sacred power. Once for the past, twice for what will be. Precognition gleaming in eyes that see. Mystical encounters like the broken art. You forge renewal in the human heart. In the human heart. I spoke to your owls beneath the olive tree. Golden eyes reflecting what the soul can see. They turn their heads 360 round, delivering wisdom without a single sound. Thinning veils and scattered deja vu. Your messages arrive, precise, uncanny, true. I whispered questions to the velvet black, and answers came on wings that never crack. No brutal Aries rage, but strategy refined. Your aegis shields the mind when all else is blind. From Zeus's skull you rose, spear gleaming bright, teaching us to weave new order from the night. Ode to Athena, in the ashes we stand. Owls flying low across this blighted land, delivering wisdom that the ancients knew. Renewal rising as we listen to you. Through the veil we commune, soul to soul. Precognition making broken spirits whole. In times of falling, your wisdom calls. Athena, guide us as the new world dawns. Hoot softly now, the veil is thin. Ode to Athena, let renewal begin. shadows start to crawl. Paranormal whispers echo through the hall. Military minds and ancient bloodlines blend, where the veil is thin and the truth won't bend. Stargates humming in the desert night. Sumerian demons dancing in the fight. Remote viewing psyops, mind control machines. Sean's digging deeper where the unseen screams. From Ukraine fires to invisible wars. Lucy's stressed rituals behind closed doors. Pazuzu laughing a Nunaki call. The glass is dark but we see it all. Through a glass darkly peering into night, where fiction turns to fact and wrong becomes right. Paranormal meets the battlefield's edge. National secrets on the razor's ledge. Rise through the darkness, break the hidden seals. Through a glass darkly, this is how it feels. This is how it feels. Interviews with warriors who walk the line. Remote influences twisting space and time. Dragon bloodlines, hauntology's games. Skinwalker shadows calling out your name. Geopolitics twisted with the occult thread. Writing worlds where the living meet the dead. Financial freedom in a world gone mad. Building empires while the sleepers stay unaware. Ed Dane's legacies and psychic warfare plays. Mind viruses spreading through the haze. From ninja suits to the unseen fray. The podcast cuts through the fog and gray. Through a glass darkly peering into night, where fiction turns to fact and wrong becomes right. Paranormal meets the battlefield's edge. National secrets on the razor's ledge. Rise through the darkness, break the hidden seals. Through a glass darkly, this is how it feels. Not just stories, it's the hidden war between the spirit realm and what we saw. Hazlett holding up the mirror, cracked and true, showing us dimensions bleeding into view.